What's up, guys? It's Matt, and welcome to March Madness. I'm here with Shroud. It's finally started. All 68 teams got their tickets. There's a few teams that are left out that we're going to talk about. But yeah, me and you, what we're going to do today. So I know you don't watch a lot of college basketball. Uh,
Barely
so
any,
this is a
but
good.
yeah.
It's a good video because honestly, the best brackets just don't even know anything about sports. You don't have to know anything. You just gotta pick.
You
Pick the
did tell me about
teams. We'll do a
good point.
consensus. What's up?
You did tell me about that, like there's
Yep.
like best if there's people
Yeah,
have
some of
no
the
idea.
best brackets in history. People had no idea what they were doing. They just filled one out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a consensus pick. But I might pick a few games like right now because just some are chalk in my opinion. Statistically, they're always chalk. For example, let's start with this: the 1 seeds versus 16 seeds. This has only happened twice in history, and it happened the last 6 years. What was
Right.
it? No, the last 7 years. Last six tournaments though, technically, because COVID season, March Madness didn't happen. So over the last 6 seasons, it is only happened twice where a 16 seed beats the 1 seed. So I'm just gonna pick it right now. We're picking the whole bracket, by the way. We're not picking just round one. The entire bracket is gonna be filled out.
All right.
So we're just gonna do one ourselves. I'll make some in the future, but this is gonna be the video. Is just this bracket. So every 1 seed is chalk. It's only happened twice. If I had to say, if you asked me what 1 seed could possibly fall this year, if one did, I would, just to entertain the fact, right? I would probably say Auburn or Duke. Auburn has lost, is kind of like on a losing streak in the last week. They've lost like three games, but other than that, they were dominant. And Duke, one of their best players got injured a week before. If he is not 100% healthy, maybe American or Mount St. Mary's could make noise. So probably Duke or Auburn. If I had to go with one, I would go Duke. Duke has proved to me, even with their worst player out, they can still ball. So I'd go Auburn, and I think Auburn is probably the number one team this year overall, which is crazy. But I think Auburn would be the best chance of falling as a 1 seed,
Right.
especially because they have fallen as like a high seed before in past tournaments as well. Yeah. So that's a pretty safe bet. If
And
one team, if one seed lost, no, they're not going to. All right, but if one seed lost, it'd be Auburn. It'd be Auburn. Now we can move on. I don't know how you want to do this. You want to do region? You want to do just kind of overall seed number?
bro.
What? You want me to pick?
Just pick for me.
All right. Let's go. Let's go with the 2 seeds. I think the top 8 are chalk. I don't see a 15 seed winning this year. I just think I've seen all these teams. I've watched them. I think St. John's it has been amazing in my parlays the past days. They just don't disappoint me. They're so good on offense. So I think St. John's over Omaha is pretty safe. I also like Tennessee over Wofford. Kind of shocks me Wofford's a 15 seed, but just not enough quality wins there. And I think Tennessee's been pretty dominant. I mean, they just took out Auburn, and pretty decent game with Florida, but Florida came on top in the SEC conference championship. So I got Tennessee there. Let's talk about the other 2 seeds. Michigan State, Bryant. Good for Bryant for making the tournament. We've seen him a couple times. I should mention, by the way, Omaha. This is like their first time ever making March Madness. So congrats to them. Like, we've never seen this team ever in March Madness. I think they even mentioned it on the TV. So congrats to Omaha. But I think you're just your inexperience and high seed number,
Yeah.
low seed number, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, just
They're
not going to be
really
enough. Michigan State over Bryant, though. Michigan State's just been dominant. Bryant, pretty weak conference. I wouldn't say they can't get it done, but that's a tall task, man, to go against the Spartans. Big Ten, pretty big conference, known for champions. Tough draw. Tough draw from Robert Morris as well. Robert Morris looks really good in Horizon League, but Alabama, I mean, they've been really good. They've been on a tear, especially the last few years in college basketball. Really known for college football school, right? But really, showing their name, making a name for themselves in college basketball. Pretty cool. 2 seed. See how they do. But I think that's the 1-2 seeds done. All right, that's usually chalk. There have been occasional 15 seeds, a lot more than 16 seeds, I'll tell you that. But I think this year, I think this year all 2 seeds win. I just think they're all really good.
Right.
Anything else to say?
I mean, not really, bro. Just like, I'm just gonna be going off for guesses there.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a consensus here. All right. You could go off the vibe of their logo. You could go off if you've heard of this team before. I don't care. You just we'll just pick games, because that's kind of. It doesn't matter what strategy you do. You just got to pick it right. It's completely random who wins, honestly, other than like the top seeds. You just never know. Also, we'll pay attention to seed number, because I would say there's going to be a 13 seed that wins, or like a 12 seed, over a higher seed. It always happens. So let's be sure to have those in our bracket, no matter what we do. But let's not have too many, all right? We'll keep that in mind. All right, let's go with the 3 seeds next. We got Iowa State Lipscomb. This is one I could see happen. Iowa State isn't the scariest team in my opinion for Lipscomb. Lipscomb really a very known team for upsetting really good teams in March Madness as a whole. So I could see this happen. Are we gonna pick it? Are we gonna pick it this round? Probably not this bracket. Probably not this bracket. I'm gonna go Iowa State here. 3. Okay. Texas Tech, UNC Wilmington. UNC Wilmington is one of my sleeper teams to get a team, but Texas Tech, Red Raiders, man, very tough draw. I'm definitely picking them in a future bracket. I do. But I think Texas Tech.
You don't think they'll compete?
You know what? Should we? I mean, we need I think a 14 seed should do it, but maybe we'll wait. Maybe I'll talk about that team. We'll talk about it later. Kentucky Troy. Now this is a spicy one, because Kentucky has fallen to like a 12 seed, a 15 seed, and a 14 seed in the last fucking few seasons in March Madness. Kentucky has just not looked like the school they used to be. As a 3 seed, that scares me. So Troy could really, really get an upset here. I think Kentucky stops the bleeding. They stop the bleeding. They know that they're going to be an upset pick in the brackets. I think they're going to shut the haters up. And I think they handle Troy just because of that noise in the past. I don't think they're going to let it get to them this year.
You think so?
It's tough. It's tough, man. Wisconsin, Montana. I think this is chalk. This is a chalk one right here. Just give me Wisconsin. Montana, I've seen them in the tournament, a couple seasons, maybe like 2. In the last like 3 years. I think I've seen Montana, but I think Wisconsin's just a powerful team in the Big Ten this year. So give me Wisconsin. Pretty quick one there. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to pick a 14 here. Should we do it? We got to do something spicy this bracket. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to pick UNC Wilmington. I'm doing the upset over Texas Tech. See how that goes. See what the Seahawks do this tournament. Hey, a high seed's going to win. like
You
number
believe so?
wise. No, always happens. It's never like a completely chalked March Madness bracket. You gotta pick
So,
upsets. You have
do you
to.
think there's like some patterns going on in this like bracket?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there's like,
there's always patterns. There's gonna be like a 13 seed that wins. Usually, always. There's a few 12s, maybe one 12. But yeah, high seeds win, number wise. If you're thinking about that. Or I guess I'll call them low seeds. Low seeds win. They win. There could be a 15 seed that wins. Who knows? But like it just always happens. Every like 1 or 2 years happens. You can't just pick straight chalk, or you're not gonna get a perfect bracket. Some happen round one. Some could happen round two. Like a 1 seed could go down in round two. You know, that's the hard part about making a perfect bracket.
something could potentially could happen, and it could
Yep.
affect. You know what I mean?
All right, let's go with the 4 seeds. Now that's probably going to be one of the more spicy ones. I picked this bracket. People are going to be in the comments going crazy. But hey, there's still got some Texas teams in here, so I don't think they'll be.
Right.
The 8, 9, and 7 and 10s, by the way, are usually the hardest ones to pick. So we'll go with those at the end. Those are the first matchups too, chronologically. Like when you wake up, and the day starts, it's usually like an 8, 9, or 7 and 10 that starts off the day. So, yeah, like a 50-50 game right off the bat.
That's
Yeah, it's pretty evil. All right, 4 seeds: Texas A&M and Yale. I call this chalk. I don't think Yale is in the Ivy League. They've pulled off some upsets in the past, but I think they're pretty due here. I don't like the Ivy League this year, especially. It's close game with Cornell as well, in the conference championship. Give me Texas A&M. And that'll make up for the Texas Tech losing the UNC Wilmington pick. Yeah, there you go. Texas A&M wins. I think they'll win pretty handily against Yale. I don't see much of an upset here. It could happen. Could be wrong. I don't see it. Any thoughts? Any disagreement so far?
no, I'm sticking more to what you're saying, but there's not really much not really many teams that catch my eye. So
I get UNC Wilmington's a spicy pick, but you got to pick You got to have spicy picks. You gotta have it. Maryland Grand Canyon. We've seen Grand Canyon probably what's up?
you know any notable players for each of these teams?
Mostly the good teams, mostly the top teams. I could tell you some I've been watching recently, just because I've had parlays and stuff, so I've seen these players play.
Right.
Maryland and Grand Canyon. Great matchup. I like it. Grand Canyon has been in the tournament probably the last 2 seasons. Last 3, actually, counting this one. So Grand Canyon's been here quite often. They got some experience. Can they pull it off this time? I don't think they've ever won the first round in those last 3 years. I could be wrong, but could they pull it off now? They're due to do it, but I think Maryland's tough. I think they just they just don't get it again. The Antelopes continue to struggle in March Madness. Tough pick, but yeah, we're gonna go with Maryland here. What's
You
up?
don't believe in them?
It's not that I don't believe in them. I need to see it. Got to see it to really put it in perspective here. They've had some tough matchups in the past, though, like tough first round matchups. Maryland's a good matchup for them, but I think we'll go with Maryland there. I don't want to have too much like craziness in one region. Maybe we'll see. We'll see where my mind's at. Next up is Arizona Akron. Now I think we'll spend a lot more time in the first round than in the future second round. But yeah, so all the time in this video will be towards the first round. Arizona Akron. This is one I see happening. Arizona has struggled in the first round past seasons. They're just never a good team to pick out of the first round. Could that end? I really like Akron. I've been watching the MAC schools especially. In the past, I really thought Miami, Ohio would get in, but Akron literally a 13-point deficit in this last 7 minutes, came back and won it. I really like Akron's offense here. I think they could get the job done. I might pick this as another spicy one.
You think they can pull it off?
I think Akron can pull it off here.
Okay.
All right. I'm going Akron. I'm going Akron for this side of the bracket. BYU VCU. I like BYU's good. I heard a past there's a past kind of fun fact that really makes me want to pick VCU here. So when I told you about the 16 seeds that have beaten the 1 seeds, I don't know if this is entirely true, by the way, but I read this in a comment that someone said about the coach that one of those 16 seeds upset the 1 seed, and they won handily, coaches the VCU Rams now. So no wonder they got in March Madness here. No wonder they won their conference tournament. It's because VCU, their coach knows how to win, especially in March Madness. I got VCU. I like that VCU experience. Give me them over the Cougars. Now, 6-11 is not a crazy pick, by the way. I don't know why I went to the 6-11, but I just wanted to mention that. So before I forget,
All right.
make sure I'm not echoing here. So was that all the 4 seeds? All right, up to the 5s. This is where you're gonna start seeing upsets, by the way. This is where you would start seeing upsets, like very common upsets. This is probably one of the most common upsets you could see is the 5 and 12s. So there could be multiple 12 seeds that win here, maybe multiple 5s. Who knows? But Memphis, I think, is a clear cut against Colorado State. This is a team I just saw play today against UAB. Their players are tall. Their players are physical. I would say their weakness in this game would be free throws. Not good free throw shooters, but they're tall. They can get fouled pretty easily. Big men. I like Memphis here. And they're on a 8-game winning streak. That gives me NC State vibes last year. Very hot team. A lot of momentum. I like Memphis all the way, man. I think they got it.
Yeah.
Colorado State, pretty fortunate to win their conference tournament over Boise State. And they got in over Boise State. I don't think they should have. I don't think Boise State should have been left out of this bracket, but they did. They did. Colorado State won their tournament, so they make it in. But Boise State got absolutely robbed, in my opinion. But yeah, I like Memphis in this one. All right, next 5 seed. Let's go. Let's change direction here. Clemson McNeese. There hasn't been a real crazy upset in this region. McNeese. I like McNeese. Let's look at the preview here. 27-6. Both have the same record. McNeese is experienced here. They've been in March Madness. I think last year they were here. I believe it was a very close game, and they were also the 12 seed. So they got experience even being a 12 seed. Right. Am I picking too many upsets? I like McNeese over Clemson.
Oh, no, bro. What you want?
I like McNeese over Clemson in this one, dude.
Do what you want, bro.
Hey, we might see a lot of chalk. Hold on, you might see a lot of chalk in the next picks. Don't worry. All right, next up is Oregon Liberty. Now let's look at the preview here. This is where you gotta start looking at previews because these are close seeds, technically. I mean, look at Liberty, dude. They just spank their conference. I don't think their conference is very good. Liberty is just so good at their conference. They've been so dominant. Give me Oregon in this one. I don't want to pick too many upsets. If you ask me, I think McNeese, Clemson, or Oregon and Liberty is happening. I think one of those 12 seeds is winning, if you ask me that. I guarantee it. Oregon, Liberty, mark it right now. Clemson, McNeese, Oregon, Liberty, 112 seed gets the upset over those. So, I'm going to pick Oregon here. Michigan, San Diego. That's another tough one. I think Michigan is just has a really good conference. San Diego could really get this upset here. 30-4. Their conference wasn't too terrible either. I don't remember San Diego even being the 1 seed out of that bracket, but I think they were. And they won it pretty handily. I mean, look, we can look at their notable matchups here. If we look at San Diego here, look at this, pretty good streak. UC Irvine they lost to, they struggled with, but I mean they ran away with that afterwards. So these are the notable games because these were probably the best teams they've played. San Diego State made it, right? Pretty close game with them. They made the tournament. So did Utah State. They also made the tournament, and they got a win. So this could really be. This is a really close game, man. I think this is going to be the closest of the 5 and 12 seeds. I think this is a barn burner kind of game here. I don't know who to pick. We haven't seen any chalk on this side of the bracket. So maybe, just maybe, San Diego gets it here.
You think so?
Yep. There's usually a very chalked region, or there's maybe like an upset in each region. So we'll keep going down the line here. 6 and 11s. A lot of these I think are. I think these two are pretty chalk. Like Illinois. I like Illinois. Over Texas Xavier. Texas Xavier barely got in. They could get the upset, but I'm going to go pick Illinois there. Missouri, I think, is a lock over Drake. Drake, pretty just weak conference. They are a really good team, don't get me wrong, but Missouri plays in the SEC, man. SEC should have a really good run in this tournament. So give me Missouri Tigers. Give me the Tigers there. Ole Miss, this could be very interesting because we have San Diego State versus North Carolina before this happens. And this game doesn't matter, but if North Carolina makes it or San Diego State, it doesn't matter who wins this. This team has way more experience making a deep run in the bracket than Ole Miss has. Ole Miss has not made a deep run. I don't think it, maybe once in my lifetime. I just haven't seen it happen. So if San Diego State, whoever makes it out has a way better chance. So I'm going to go with the upset there. A little bit of an upset. A lot of people don't call 6 and 11s upsets, just so you know. So it's not really an upset. So I just think these two teams, no matter who wins, has more experience than Ole Miss and knows how to make a deep run here.
Right.
So I like that. I like that pick. Now we get to the 7 and 10s. Oh boy, these are gonna be tough. Give me St. Mary's over Vanderbilt though. St. Mary's, I think, are even the better team out of the Western Conference compared to Gonzaga. Vanderbilt, good team, but they went 20 and 12. 20 and 12 team, man. I think it's just because they play in the SEC. It's just because they made it. Really. Seriously, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like Vanderbilt there. Marquette, New Mexico, kind of the same story. Marquette in the Big East. I've seen them play some really good ball recently. New Mexico, out of the Mountain West. They're pretty good too, man. I would love to see the Lobos make it, but I think Marquette has a lot more experience. And they've even been upset in the past, but they've had some deep runs even more recently. So give me the Golden Eagles there. 2 7 seeds so far. UCLA over Utah State. I like UCLA. Which leads... I don't know. I don't have much to say about the Aggies. I haven't watched the Utah State as much. I think UCLA just knows. It comes to experience. It comes down to experience most of the time. UCLA really knows how to win games in March Madness. I've seen it countless times. Would not be shocked if Utah State won, though. Now, here's where we go. Kansas, Arkansas. Who wins this one? Kansas knows how to win. Arkansas also knows how to win. I'm gonna go against my thing. I'm gonna go against my thing here. My philosophy. I'm gonna say Arkansas wins this. I don't have much to say about it. I think Arkansas just gets the job done against Kansas. These teams play each other constantly through college basketball. We can even look at the notable matchups. They probably played each other here. If we look at them, they haven't. Interestingly, but good wins against Kentucky. They beat Kentucky, who's a 3 seed. They beat Texas. Ugh. Close game with Auburn, number 1 seed. That's probably what got them in there. Close game. So close game with 1 seeds, interestingly enough. That could help them against maybe St. John's. But, yeah, Kansas has been blown out constantly, too. It's tough. Tough pick. I'm going to go Arkansas. Sometimes the favorable matchup just gets, a slight upset. I'm gonna go Arkansas there. I think the past coach for Kentucky even coaches at Arkansas, so that's another good reason to pick Arkansas there. Hey, I'll pick Kansas in other brackets, but this is one bracket. We're only doing one bracket, so we just gotta go with our gut here. I like Gonzaga over Georgia for the same reason. They just got more experience. They might even Gonzaga might even have the experience to possibly take down Houston round 2.
That's crazy.
Now, I will say this. I'll say this after I pick all the teams. Oh, I forgot Purdue and High Point. Yeah, Purdue's a lock, by the way. Sorry, I forgot that game. I must have missed it. But yeah, they're a lock. I like UConn over Oklahoma as well. So, bottom bracket filled out in round 1. Let's go to the top with the 8 and 9 seeds. Louisville, Creighton. I'm going to go with Creighton here. I like Creighton. I think it just comes down to the Big East there. I like the Big East coming on top. Obviously, we saw Creighton make a run last year. I think they can get past round 1 pretty easily. Yeah, it's crazy to say that about an 8 and 9 seed. But usually one team at least blows someone out, so I like Creighton there. Baylor and Mississippi State is very... This is probably the toughest one for me to pick out of the 8 and 9 seeds. Maybe we should talk about like UConn and Oklahoma. I don't like Oklahoma this year. 20-13, like, again, they're very close to Vanderbilt. Just the SEC. It's just that conference, 20-13. Not a good record at all. Let's look at Oklahoma. Dude, look at Oklahoma. They just don't seem to win, too. They can't win against really good teams. They just can't. They can't seem to find a win there. They got a good win against Arizona, but that was even last year. This year, can't seem to find those wins, even in close games. So, I like UConn. I definitely like UConn in this one. Just to talk about that one a little bit more. Now, Mississippi State and Baylor, man. That's a very hard, very tough one to pick. I don't know. Baylor has been upset numerous times, but they've also won the tournament recently. They won the entire thing a couple of years ago. Mississippi State, I know they've made some runs. They're usually at 8 and 9 or 7 and 10 all the time. Mississippi State really can't get any higher than that. They're always just that fringe 50-50 team to pick, which is really hard for me. Let's just look at their matchups here, and we'll go by that. A lot of losses. Pretty good convincing win against Texas A&M there. Pittsburgh didn't even make the tournament. I don't even know why that's a notable matchup. Alabama got curb stomped. Baylor, let's look at them. Yeah, they got a lot more losses. I'm going to go Mississippi State here. I'm going to go Mississippi State. I want to pick Baylor. I do. But I'm gonna
Why?
go. I'm gonna go with Mississippi State. I'm gonna do it. I
Is
don't know
Baylor
why.
a better team?
I just like Baylor more. Like I like them as a team. Like this is a 50-50, right? So like you could really pick Baylor here, but I'm gonna go against my gut and pick Mississippi State. Dude, it just comes down to picking the games. Even if they're 50-50, you just don't know. You don't know where to go with whether to go with your gut. Like if you like this team more, or if you
Like,
go the opposite.
if I went
Like
back,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
that's how I mostly pick my teams. Like this shit felt like
You just like them more. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mississippi State there. Ooh, it's tough. Really hard to pick. Now we can talk about the one seeds more. Maybe we should talk about Alabama State. Haven't seen them in a tournament ever, or St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Haven't seen any of those teams. It's good for any of the teams who ever win, but yeah, tough matchup against Auburn. American, I don't see them much either in March Madness. Mount St. Mary's, I've definitely seen them before, but yeah, good for American for making the tournament. SIUE Edwardsville. I'll be honest. I feel like High Point and SIUE should have switched positions. Like, I thought High Point was going to be a 16 seed, and I thought SIUE would have been like more of a 13. So, interesting. So, yeah, it's really interesting. But so that's why I feel like Purdue was a lock. I feel like Purdue was a lock. High Point just feels more of like a 16 seed to me. SIUE, I've seen in the tournament before. So, possibly, maybe, no. Houston wins. I can't do it. No. There's no way. All right, round 2. Here we go. Now, obviously, in a lot of brackets, you're going to go Baylor. You're going to go Louisville in like half of them because they're 8 and 9, 7 and 10s. You're going to go, half of your brackets are going to be different. They're going to be different in a lot of ways, mostly with the 8 and 9s and 7 and 10s. But this is how we're doing it, this bracket. So, Crimea River. All right, Auburn Creighton. Now, if Auburn can get past the first round, which they obviously will, Creighton's a tough matchup. We might be looking at the first, like, now I'll say statistically, right? Because I go with a lot of statistics in this. A 1 seed usually falls every year, at least one in the second round. I would say every like 1 or 2 years, every other year, a first seed falls in the second round. It just happens. Now, does it happen to Auburn? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna pick Auburn here. Let's be real here. Duke, I said it was a tough matchup. Like, I would say they're the most likely 1 seed to fall just because of the injury. But the guy will be back the next week, so I think this is pretty favorable matchup for them against Mississippi State. And you saw how hard it was for me to pick between these two, so I think Duke, pretty favorable matchup against any of those two afterwards. So give me Duke. All right, Florida, UConn. I'm going to be real here. If there's any team that could beat Florida in this tournament, it would be the team that is going for the three-peat. You heard me right, the three-peat. UConn has won back-to-back tournaments. Yeah, they're going for a three-peat. I think Florida. I'm going to give you a spoiler here. Florida might be. They're my team for the Final Four. I'm picking them for the Final Four. I'm just going to do a slight spoiler there.
Yeah, my team's that good.
Yeah, Florida's really good. I really like them this year, and I think they end UConn's run. But if there's any team that could do it, it's UConn. Literally, like, this is such a that's going to be a great matchup. If UConn makes it, that's going to be a great game.
Wait, Florida's repeating or UConn's?
UConn's three-peating. Yeah, they're an 8 seed this year, but yeah, UConn could three-peat. But Florida's a really good team this year. Gonzaga. Here's where a 1 seed could fall. Does it happen this year? I'm going to say
That happened last year.
I don't think it did happen last year, actually. So very high chance of it happening this year. For this bracket, I might switch Auburn. I'm gonna switch Auburn. I think one falls. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna
You think
change
so?
it. I'm gonna change. I think Auburn would fall in the second round. I got Auburn
That's
falling. Yeah, I know.
that's
It's really crazy. It's really crazy. But hey, one seed usually falls, and none of them did last year. So it's due. It's due. And that's the team I'm picking. All right. Let's go with the 2 seeds now in the second round. Arkansas, St. John's. I think all right, here's my opinion. This region, Florida, is a cakewalk for Florida. I think it's a cakewalk for Florida. Like this is such a favorable region for Florida. But St. John's in Florida, man, they're just St. John's is so good. I'm telling you, man. St. John's in Florida, probably two of the highest scoring teams I've seen, at least when I'm watching their games. They just like Florida scores 180, 90 all the time, and St. John's just blows teams out. They know how to just like if it's a close game with 5 minutes left, St. John's will just destroy you down the stretch. Even if it's a close game, they'll still make it like a big margin at the end. So I like Florida and St. John's. That would be an amazing matchup if Florida and St. John's met in the tournament. So I like St. John's there. UCLA against Tennessee. I'm gonna go Tennessee. Tennessee's a strong team this year. UCLA, I think they're just there's a very low seed to let it happen. 10 losses, not good. Not good in the Big Ten. Give me Tennessee in that matchup. Any notes here? Anything to take away? Got anything to say?
no, sure. Just fucking. I'm scroll looking through like the teams right now. Just like
Oh, dude, these games are tough. These are the toughest 7-2 teams. Yeah, games. St. Mary's and Alabama, man. St. Mary's is a great team. I think they're the best team out of again that conference. Alabama they've shown some weakness. Let's look at their matchups. Lost to Auburn, lost to Tennessee, lost to Florida. I mean, they just lose to the SEC teams. So I think they get it out. I think they get out of here. Wait, did that just say presented by Fortnite? Hold on. Is that St. Mary, Alabama? Did you see that? What game was that? It said presented by Fortnite. What the hell was I looking at?
facts.
Yo, someone check the cameras. Like I literally just saw a game sponsored by Fortnite. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, cause this. Wait, what? What the fuck? What am I look? Okay. Anyways, whatever. St. Mary's, Alabama. I'm gonna go Alabama. I got a little distracted there. I was like, what the hell? I really just saw a game presented by Fortnite. I kid you not. I don't know if you saw that. Marquette, Michigan State. So no 2 seeds have fallen in the second round yet. Does a 2 seed fall this year? Michigan State versus Marquette. I think they've met. They've met in previous March Madness tournaments. These two teams. So Marquette knows how to make a run as well, but I'm gonna go Michigan State. I'm gonna go no 2 seeds fall in the second round. It's chalk. What do you think? What do you think? Do all 2 seeds make it out of the second round? Shrug?
What's up?
What do you think? Do any of the 2 seeds fall in the second round? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no for this bracket at least.
Which one? Which ones do you think that are more likely to fall? Good bit.
Probably Michigan, Marquette. Probably Marquette over Michigan State or St. Mary's over Alabama. The top regions probably. I think Tennessee and St. John's are too good for that to happen. I like
so?
Mark. Yeah, I think they got favorable matchups too. Like I think Tennessee and St. John's are great teams, but against Arkansas, I like St. John's. UCLA, I like Tennessee there, but Marquette could stun you, and St. Mary's pretty good team too to stun you. And I think Michigan State and Alabama are pretty weak 2 seeds. I'm not gonna say weak 2 seeds. I shouldn't say that, but they're just not. I don't think they're good. They're as good as Tennessee and St. John's have matchup wise. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. All right, 3 seeds. North Carolina, SDSU. I think that ends with Iowa State. Pretty good win though. VCU, Wisconsin. That could be very spicy. And I'm gonna pick it. I'm picking VCU. I'm doing it. I'm picking VCU to get out the second
Do you
round.
think Wisconsin not making it?
I think Wisconsin falls. All right. I don't have much sense. I just it's a gut feeling. Gut feeling VCU makes it out. Hey, you got again upsets happen, round 1 and round 2 most of the time. Gotta pick it. McNeese and Purdue is very interesting. I like that. But let's go. We'll go with Illinois and Kentucky first. A 6 versus a 3 is not an upset by any means. But, like I said, Kentucky, maybe they can get that jitter out of beating Troy, but it's a tough matchup against Illinois. I like Illinois. I like Illinois as well. I like Illinois as well there. So by this bracket, there's going to be 1 3-seed left after round 2. I mean, it could happen, but it's kind of crazy to think about, right? Crazy thing to put on your screen, but good for UNC Wilmington to make it past Texas Tech, but I think Missouri gets it here. But we can look at the games here. I mean, not very good opponents they've played. Struggling against Kansas as well. Yeah, give me Missouri. Look at that, presented by Fortnite. What the fuck?
Bro, what is that?
What the hell?
What is that? Did they collab?
Yeah, see, it says presented by it's the tournament challenge. It just shows you random sponsors each time. That's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna go Missouri though. I'm gonna go Missouri over the Seahawks. I think Wilmington gets the upset, and a lot of teams just get big upsets and then they fall the second round. I like that. I think I like that with Wilmington. I think I'm comfortable with Missouri moving on. So let's see what we got here. Next up, we got 4 seeds. Well, the 4 seed fell, so we got Oregon and Akron. Do we do it? They've played St. Mary's tough, pretty decently. They just play in the Princeton, nice. They didn't even make the tournament, but I don't know.
All right.
This is a gut feeling that Akron makes it out of here instead of Oregon. I'm not gonna lie. This is a gut feeling.
You don't think Oregon makes it?
I got Akron. I got Akron in the second round.
You have a favorable opinion about Akron, don't you?
I do. I'm watching them and I love their offense, dude. I trust me. If there's a team that's like down 10 points with like 10 minutes to go, they could keep it a close game throughout the tournament.
They got reliable players.
Now trust me, I think they're going to go down to Duke next round, but I like what they can do. I like them as a team that could, like, if there's a very high number, right? 13, 14, 15, 12, right? That could make it past the first 2 rounds, which usually happens. It's Akron. I'm going to go Akron there. Texas A&M past UC San Diego. Good upset against Michigan, but I'm going to go with Texas A&M there to advance. Memphis and Maryland's that's a close one, right? 5 and 4. I'm gonna go Memphis. I'm going Memphis the second round. I think Maryland, lack of experience in the tournament. They're not. I wouldn't say they lack experience, but they lack experience being this high of a seed. So I'm gonna go with Memphis there. I think Memphis with their now Memphis is not a team that has experience being a high seed either, but I think like I said, the big guys, they got a lot of tall players, big guys who just can get fouled easily. They don't make a lot of free throws, but any chance to make free throws is going to be tough for Maryland. Also, Memphis doesn't create a ton of turnovers either. So if Maryland creates turnovers, they'll probably keep it close. But if Memphis plays some clean ball, makes their shots all the time, every chance they get, tough matchup for Maryland. Go Memphis here. Houston, who they play second round. McNeese or Purdue. I'm going to go with Purdue. Go Purdue second round. McNeese, again, I like their upset against Clemson, but we're going with Purdue to advance there. So, we're down to the Sweet 16. 45 minutes in. This is perfect. I wanted this to last like a little bit, like an hour anyway, so this is good. This is good. All right. Does any one seed fall here? Afterward, no, we're gonna go Duke. Duke over Akron. Let's make it obvious. Let's make the obvious choices first. Duke over Akron. I'm gonna go Florida over Memphis. I'm gonna go St. John's over Missouri. There's not much to talk about at this point. Like we know what we can talk about in these tournaments about every team. It's just like there's no upsets anymore either, unless you count Akron. Right? There's no more upsets when it comes to this point in the bracket. Anyone could win, so you just got to pick them at this point. VCU over Alabama would be an upset, though. I'm going to go with Alabama. I'm going to go with Texas A&M over Creighton. I like Michigan State over Iowa State. So that's the final 3 seed gone. Gone. So no more 3 seeds. Purdue Houston is such a good game. I'm going to talk about that one later, though. Tennessee over Illinois. I like Tennessee over Illinois. I think a little bit of something's going to happen. So give me Purdue over Houston. Give me Purdue over Houston here. All right. Elite 8. We're down to 8 teams. I think Duke is prime. Duke just screams Final Four. Duke screams getting out of that bracket. Because determining on how many upsets could happen in this region, I see a lot of upsets that could happen in the East. And Duke, it would just easily power through those teams who get upsets. Especially if they don't have to deal with better teams, right? Better teams. So I also like this region, Midwest. I mean, look at all the upsets that could happen here. Ooh, spicy. So Purdue or Tennessee? I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Oh, Shrod left. There we go. Give me Tennessee. This isn't gonna be complete chalk, but give me Florida over St. John's in this department. Here we go. Michigan State, Texas A&M. Who moves on? Michigan State has struggled a lot in the Elite Eight. They don't quite make it to the Final Four. I'm going to go Texas A&M. So here's my Final Four. Not completely chalk. Florida out of the West. Duke out of the East. Tennessee out of the Midwest. And the surprise, maybe to some people, Texas A&M out of the South. I think this is a pretty decent looking bracket so far. Not complete chalk, but not like super unrealistic, right? So, let's go with, I'm going to go with Florida for the national championship entry, right? Who do they play in the final, in the national championship? Ooh, this is tough. This is the closest one. I think Duke has just been too dominant. It'd be a shame for them not to make the national championship. They could very well lose in the Final Four, but I would be shocked if Duke doesn't make the Final Four. I would be shocked. Trust me. I would be shocked if Duke doesn't make Final Four. But they could really, this is a 50-50 for me. They could really fall apart here. So, we do have a little bit of chalk in the national championship, but I'm going to go with Florida for the win. Florida wins the national championship in this bracket against Duke. Let's go with a high-scoring game of like 77-74, bringing our total to 181, I believe. Yes. No, that's 70. 151. Oh, that was 140. And we enter the sweepstakes for the good stuff. And that's our bracket, dude. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me, what could I do here? Let me hide my screen. Let me make it black real quick. Let me get my shit. Gotta type my shit in, bro. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know you can see it. Just look away. Look away. Favorite NCAA team, Ohio State, who didn't make it. They were the first four out, by the way. Ohio State almost made the tournament. They didn't quite make it. So there we go. There you go, guys. Let's bring this back. Florida with the win. There's your Final Four. What do you think, Shroud? Is this a good bracket?
I'll fuck with it.
You fuck with the bracket? All right. Let's go. All right, that's our bracket for the YouTube video. I will make future ones just because, obviously, I like making all the brackets. But that's going to be ours for the YouTube channel. See how we do? Hey, you want to keep track, Shroud? We'll keep track of this bracket as we go through. Maybe we'll make future videos as we go through the tournament, like each round, and see how we're doing. See how we're looking. And see what our record is at the end. What do you think? What do you think?
What?
I just mentioned, like, we could like keep track of this on YouTube and see our record round by round.
Right.
Yeah,
like
we'll see how we do on this one. So no
Yeah.
no disagreements, or what do you think? Well, I did just pick probably your favorite team in this tournament to win. So yeah, I imagine there's not a lot of disagreement there. All right, that's our bracket, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Shroud, for being here. Just to be some extra background commentary. I don't like doing these things alone. Maybe Frankie could have joined, but good bracket, good video. We'll see you guys next time. Hakuna Matata.